Have you ever found yourself standing at the bottom of the stairs? Looking up, thinking, I used to climb these without a second thought. Now, I have to pause, catch my breath, and prepare myself first. You're not alone. For many of us after 60, that burning sensation in the thighs, the slight tremble when rising from a soft couch, or that subtle wobble when walking across the room, isn't always just getting older. Sometimes, the real cause is quietly hiding in your bloodstream, a vitamin deficiency you may never have considered. And here's the truth, this silent shortage is slowly stealing your strength. One step at a time, one climb at a time, making it harder to rise from a chair, harder to take the stairs, harder to walk with the confidence you once had. The good news? It can be reversed, completely, once you know exactly what to look for. Aging does not have to mean weakness. Your strength, your balance, and your steady, confident steps can return with the right support. In today's video, we're going to uncover the 3 essential vitamins that play a critical role in keeping your legs strong, your balance stable, and your independence firmly in your hands. These aren't trendy supplements you've never heard of. They're real, well-documented nutrients that science, not marketing, says your body needs more than ever as you grow older. I'll walk you through each one, what it does, how to recognize when you're running low, and the simple steps you can take today to start regaining that power and steadiness in your legs. So if you've been feeling slower, more tired, or just not yourself lately, stay with me. What you learn today could finally explain what's been holding you back. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed your legs feeling weaker, or climbing stairs becoming harder in recent years? Drop your experience in the comments, or just say hello. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Wise Elders Tales, where we build a strong, supportive community and share timeless, practical wisdom for a healthier, more independent life after 60. Now, let's talk about the very first, and perhaps the most powerful, vitamin that could be the hidden reason your legs don't feel the way they used to. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been sitting in your favorite chair, maybe after watching a good show or reading the morning paper, and when it's time to stand, your legs hesitate? You lean forward, brace your hands against the armrests, maybe even push yourself up with a little extra effort, and still, your legs seem to say, "Hold on, give me a second." It's not exactly pain, more like a sense of weakness, as if the strength you once took for granted has quietly faded. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. For many people after 60, this scene plays out far too often. But here's the surprising part, what you think is just old age might actually be something very specific, not a lack of energy, not a lack of willpower, but a lack of vitamin D. You've probably heard of vitamin D for keeping your bones strong, and yes, that's true. But here's what many people, even some doctors until recently, didn't fully realize. Vitamin D also plays a direct role in keeping your muscles strong, especially the very muscles you need to stand up, keep your balance, and climb stairs without fear. Muscles aren't just lumps of tissue. They're a living system, constantly responding to signals and support. Inside your muscle cells are locks, special receptors, and vitamin D is the precise key that fits them. When the key is present, your muscles contract properly, recover after movement, and help you stay steady on your feet. But when it's missing, the locks stay closed, and suddenly, everyday tasks become harder. The numbers are striking. A major European study found that older adults with low vitamin D levels were more than twice as likely to experience significant muscle weakness. Not just feeling tired, but true weakness, the kind that makes getting out of bed, climbing steps, or carrying a grocery bag across the room a real challenge. Another study from Trinity College Dublin was even more eye-opening. Adults over 60 who were deficient in vitamin D had nearly triple the risk of losing muscle function compared to those with healthy levels. Think about that. Simply keeping your vitamin D in a healthy range could be the difference between gripping the handrail to get upstairs and walking up confidently without it. There's even a telltale sign. Some seniors with low vitamin D develop a waddling gait, a side-to-side sway when walking, because the hips and thighs no longer have the strength to stabilize the body. And this isn't just about appearance. Weak muscles lead to poor balance, and poor balance leads to falls, and as we all know, one serious fall can change everything. So why does this happen so often as we age? Part of it is skin. Older skin is less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. We also tend to spend more time indoors or avoid direct sun altogether. Even when we do go outside, sunscreen and long sleeves block the UV rays needed for vitamin D production. Diet plays a role too. You can get vitamin D from fatty fish like salmon or sardines, or from eggs and fortified dairy, but most of us simply don't eat enough of these foods consistently to meet our needs. So what can you do? First, if anything I've described sounds familiar, heavy legs, slow to rise from a chair, needing to brace yourself when stepping up, ask your doctor for a vitamin D blood test. It's a simple check that can give you a clear answer. Second, consider daily supplementation, especially if you're over 65. Most health organizations recommend about 800 to 1,000 IU per day for older adults as a safe, effective amount. Some people may need more, but always confirm with your doctor before taking higher doses. Third, try to get safe sun exposure, about 15 to 30 minutes, a few times a week, depending on where you live and the time of year. A gentle morning or late afternoon walk can give you more than just fresh air. You might not feel the difference overnight, but after a few weeks, many people notice their legs feel lighter, more energetic. I remember a 72-year-old woman telling me that after a month of vitamin D supplements and daily walks, she could rise from her low garden bench without holding onto the fence. She smiled and said, "I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that again." That's the goal, those quiet victories, that steady return of confidence, the strength that comes not from forcing your body, but from finally giving it what it's been missing. Because once you do that, everything becomes easier, from climbing stairs, to walking longer distances, to simply standing tall and steady again. Now that we've unlocked muscle power and balance with vitamin D, there's another silent deficiency that can quietly throw your entire body coordination off track. This one isn't hiding in your muscles, it's hiding in your nervous system. And it's just as critical. Picture this, you're walking through your living room, everything feels normal, until, in an instant, something feels off. Your foot doesn't quite land where you expect. Maybe you trip slightly. Maybe there's a strange tingling in your toes, something you can't quite describe. You shake your head and brush it off, "I must just be tired today." But deep down, you know something's not right. If that scenario sounds familiar, you are not imagining it. And the problem may not be in your muscles at all, but in the wiring that tells your muscles what to do. This is where vitamin B12 steps in. B12 is the vitamin most people rarely think about until it's gone. It doesn't have the fame of vitamin D or calcium, yet it's the silent guardian of your nervous system and your sense of balance. It keeps the protective coating, like electrical insulation, around your nerves strong, so signals from your brain reach your feet with accuracy and speed. Without enough B12, the nerves in your legs, especially in your feet and calves, start sending scrambled messages. You might feel tingling, numbness, even a burning sensation. Some people describe it as walking on cotton, or as if half their foot is asleep. And here's the dangerous part. When your nerves are damaged, your brain can't precisely locate where your feet are on the ground. Suddenly, walking in a straight line becomes harder. Keeping your balance without looking down is harder. And climbing stairs without watching each step? That can feel nearly impossible. I once spoke to a 68-year-old man who said it felt like he had to watch his feet when he walked, as if they weren't fully under his control. It turned out he'd been deficient in B12 for years, without knowing it. He wasn't sick. He wasn't tired. He just felt unsteady, and assumed it was normal aging. It wasn't. Within a few months of B12 supplements and better nutrition, the feeling in his feet returned. His gait became steady again. He told me, "It feels like I got my legs back." And he's not alone. Studies show up to 20% of older adults are either deficient in B12 or hovering just above the low threshold. Here's the catch, you don't have to be severely deficient to feel the effects. Even a mild shortage can cause significant neurological symptoms, from slower walking, to leg weakness, to balance problems. Why does this happen so often with age? It's simple biology. As we get older, our stomachs produce less acid, and acid is necessary to absorb B12 from food. So even if you eat meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, all good B12 sources, your body might still fail to absorb enough. On top of that, common medications many older adults take, like metformin for diabetes or acid-reducing drugs for heartburn, can block B12 absorption even more. This is why B12 deficiency has become a silent epidemic in seniors. What does it look like in real life? You might wake at night to use the bathroom and feel unusually wobbly in the dark. Or you might notice your stride getting wider, your feet further apart, without realizing it. Or during a casual walk, it feels like your legs are slightly out of sync with your intentions. These are all warning signs. Left untreated, low B12 doesn't just cause unsteadiness, it can lead to actual falls and even permanent nerve damage. The good news? It's easy to diagnose and treat. A simple blood test can tell you if your levels are low. If they are, daily supplements, usually between 500 and 1,000 micrograms, can make a real difference. Some people may need B12 injections from their doctor if absorption is poor, but most can restore healthy levels with a pill taken at home. And it's safe. B12 is water-soluble, so your body keeps what it needs and flushes the rest. There's no known toxicity from regular supplementation. So if you often feel off balance, or your legs have sensations you can't explain, don't wait. Talk to your doctor, get tested, and give your nervous system the support it needs to keep you steady. I've seen countless older adults who thought they were simply slowing down, only to discover they just needed more B12. Once nerve signals flow smoothly again, your steps become connected, confident. You start trusting your feet again. And when you trust your feet, you move more. You go out more. You feel safer. And you remember what it's like to stand tall and steady, fully in control of where you're going. Now that we've talked about muscles and the nervous system, there's one last vitamin we can't leave out. This one fuels both, the silent partner behind every single step you take. When it's missing, your legs can feel as if they're made of lead. Let's uncover this final piece of the puzzle and how to weave it back into your daily life. I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever had days when your legs simply didn't want to cooperate? Not just weakness, but a strange, heavy feeling, like you're moving through wet cement? Every step slower. Every stride more exhausting. As if your strength is being quietly drained away. If that's been happening, there's a silent deficiency that could be to blame, one most people never think about. It's called vitamin B1, or thiamine. This one is different from the vitamins we've discussed. Vitamin D keeps your muscles strong. B12 keeps your nerves sharp. But thiamine? It's what turns the food you eat into actual, usable energy. Think of it as the spark plug in your body's engine. Without it, your muscles, especially in your legs, simply don't get the energy they need to work properly. And when that happens, everything slows down, bit by bit. Some people describe it as their legs wanting to quit halfway through a walk. Others say walking from one room to another feels like a workout. Here's what's happening inside. Without thiamine, your muscles can't convert glucose, your body's main fuel, into the energy that powers movement. So even if you're eating enough, your muscles are left hungry, missing that spark they need to keep going. I once met a 70-year-old man who told me his legs felt foreign to him. They're still there, he said, but they don't want to move. He thought it was just part of getting older. But in truth, he was low on vitamin B1. Within 2 weeks of supplements and a better diet, that heavy, dragging feeling began to fade. And this isn't just about fatigue. Severe thiamine deficiency can affect coordination, reflexes, and balance. In extreme cases, there's a condition called dry beriberi, where nerve damage in the legs causes numbness, burning, loss of sensation, and a shuffling or staggering walk. Some even develop foot drop, where they can't lift their toes when stepping forward. Scary, yes, but also often misdiagnosed as something far more serious, when sometimes the root cause is simply a vitamin the body has been quietly craving for years. Now, full-blown beriberi is rare in developed countries today. But mild to moderate thiamine deficiency? Much more common, especially in older adults. Why? As we age, appetite often decreases, and many of us lean on refined carbs like white bread or white rice, both stripped of most B1. Certain medications, especially diuretics used for high blood pressure or heart failure, can also flush B1 out of the body. Even a normal diet, toast for breakfast, noodles for lunch, cookies, and tea for dinner, can leave you short on thiamine if you're not careful. When your body doesn't have enough, subtle warning signs creep in. Tiredness, memory lapses, mood changes, weakness in the legs, muscle cramps, and the inability to walk far without quickly running out of steam. But, just like with vitamin D and B12, the solution is simple: give your body back what it needs. If your legs can't seem to keep up with your mind, if walking one block feels like running a marathon, if you've been stumbling or tripping more than usual, talk to your doctor. A simple blood test, or even an honest conversation about your diet and energy levels, can reveal whether thiamine is the missing link. If you are deficient, the fix is gentle but powerful. The daily recommended amount for adults is about 1.1 to 1.2 milligrams, easily met through a balanced diet or a good multivitamin. Beans, lentils, sunflower seeds, whole grains, pork, and liver are all excellent natural sources. If you've been low for a long time, your doctor may suggest a higher short-term dose. And for most people, the difference can be felt within days or weeks. No, you won't suddenly be running marathons, but you might find it easier to stand up without bracing yourself. Walking might feel less like a chore and more like something you look forward to. Best of all, you regain that connection between your brain and your legs. I'll never forget a woman who started thiamine supplements after months of fatigue and unsteadiness. Just weeks later, she said, "Now I can walk to my mailbox without holding onto the fence." It may sound small, but to her, it meant independence, confidence, hope. That's what thiamine can do, not magic, but pure science. Quietly, steadily, and powerfully, for those who've been struggling in silence. So if you've made it this far, take a moment to check in with yourself. Is your body sending you signals? Signals you've brushed off as just getting older? Maybe it's time to listen a little closer, because the answer might be far simpler than you think. So, my friend, we've walked together through 3 silent deficiencies that could be hiding behind tired legs, unsteady steps, or that lingering feeling that your body just isn't running the way it used to. And if at any point during this video you found yourself nodding and thinking, "That's me," please remember this: you are not alone. This is not the end of your strength story, it's the turning point. Aging does not mean losing power. It means learning how to support your body in smarter, more intentional ways. Vitamin D, to light up muscle strength. Vitamin B12, to sharpen your nervous system. Vitamin B1, to fuel your legs with the energy they deserve. These aren't magic potions, just tools your body has quietly been asking for all along. The truth is, our bodies speak to us every single day, a little stumble here, a bit more effort to rise from a chair there. These aren't just signs of getting older, sometimes they're whispers saying, "I need a little help." And here's the beautiful part, that help is right within your reach. So if something in today's message struck a chord, don't let it pass by. Take one step, just one. It could be calling your doctor for a vitamin check. It could be adding a quality multivitamin to your routine. Or simply giving yourself more sunlight, a serving of salmon, or a handful of fresh spinach this week. One small step forward can change the course of your journey. Because you deserve to walk with confidence. You deserve to stand tall, shoulders back. You deserve to feel strong in your own body, no matter your age. And if this video helped you, even just a little, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, even if it's just "That's me." You never know who might read your words and feel less alone because of what you've shared. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Wise Elders Tales. Each week, we bring you simple, science-backed insights to help you move more easily, feel better, and truly enjoy life after 60. Until next time, take care of your body, listen closely to the signals it sends, and never forget. Your strength doesn't fade with the years. Sometimes, it just needs an invitation to come back home.